Flight is the flight of the middle class and not just of whites. There's too much. It is a flight of the middle class. Blacks are leaving the city, as well as whites. I think the first thing we have to do is to set an example by our own actions. I believe that those who serve the city, especially policemen, ought to live in the city of Atlanta. I will work toward that end. We may hire them from wherever they may come, whether they be from Ludowici or Saskatchewan, but once hired, I believe they should live in the city, which pays their salaries. I believe that is especially important for the leadership in city government. Appointed and elected, of course. Elected, of course, would have to live here. I think we must build better housing, especially middle and upper income housing, which will create a market that will attract those persons who would otherwise leave the city. I think our schools have to be the best. As you know, the mayor does not control the schools, but I think the mayor has a moral obligation to improve them, and I shall work to cooperate with the Board of Education and before the General Assembly of Georgia and lobby to pass in the fourth. Crime. We've got to reduce crime significantly in Atlanta. My major thrust is going to be to fight drugs, the heroin market will be the special target. We'll do so with special.
Last 2 weeks, what effect did that have on this election and the outcome of the election?
I think that Sam's tactic or strategy backfired on him. I think that I think he knew what he was doing. I think he was doing it consciously. I don't hate Sam. I don't dislike Sam at all. I just regret what he did. I think that it was avoidable, but I was never without confidence that Atlanta was going to rise to the occasion. We're kind of like one big family where the brothers and sisters may fight among themselves, but don't let somebody else mess with us, okay? Well, Sam is one of the family, except he was holding Atlanta up to national scorn and obloquy and ridicule. And that's something which Atlanta does not tolerate. And so Atlanta came through, as I see it. It came through to say to the nation and to the world that we are not divided, that we are above racial appeals, and that we can cut across racial lines to vote to support the best people. I never doubted that would happen. I always was confident that would happen, and of course it has. And I think that's a very important message to be sent to this nation, and that's the one that was sent tonight.
What about Police Chief John Edmond and handling of the police department in the future?
Well, what I said during the campaign remains. I intend to do my best to maximize cooperation between myself and all department heads, including Chief Edmond, and to make sure they do the kind of job that must be done. I don't think anybody ought to have a lease on any job. I have never favored, for example, having terms of office before, but if they had to have them, certainly not 8 years, and that's what Chief Edmond has. I fought for a 4-year term before. What I do think we have to do is to have a standard whereby a person is gauged by production and by results. I intend to do all I can to maximize the efforts of all Atlantans to fight crime successfully, and I'll be working with Chief Edmond in that regard to get those results.
How soon after you get?
Well, it may be my ignorance, but I don't see any problems. Any problems any more peculiar than I have had being the first black vice mayor. I think that I'll be able to successfully work with the legislature.
greatest mayors in the whole world. Everybody, hey! All right.
Go ahead, on here, run. They're gonna be nice.
Oh, good. Thank you.
He doesn't know about all these nice things that are going on the inside.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
That's great. I'm glad to see you.
Hi.